No,
and then let's tell the world.
I mean,
and
I side with you on this ultimately.
no.
I'm not really,
And then come to find out, ladies and gentlemen, this guy was.
Floyd Mayweather has never been one to hold back his opinions, especially when it comes to legacy and boxing greatness. In a recent series of statements, Mayweather shocked fans with his harsh words for Oleksandr Usyk, claiming the Ukrainian's rise has been surrounded by manipulation and controversy. The undefeated former champion specifically addressed the low-blow controversy in Usyk's fight against Daniel Dubois and even went as far as to accuse him of cheating. Mayweather's disapproval wasn't subtle, it was direct and personal, hinting that Usyk's growing popularity and position in the all-time greats conversation have rubbed Floyd the wrong way. Usyk has become one of the only fighters in boxing history to unify all titles in two separate weight divisions during the four-belt era. His dominant performances against top-tier British heavyweights earned him a place in GOAT conversations, but Mayweather wasn't impressed. While many fans compared Usyk to the likes of Muhammad Ali and even Floyd himself, Mayweather didn't see eye to eye with that sentiment. In fact, he made it clear that Usyk hadn't fought nearly the amount of fights he did, nor faced the level of consistent top-tier opponents. According to Floyd, Usyk's reputation has been overblown, especially in light of what he believes was outright manipulation during his win over Dubois. That controversial punch to the midsection sent Usyk crumbling to the canvas, but the referee called it a low blow. Usyk was allowed time to recover and eventually went on to stop Dubois in the 5th round. Floyd, however, didn't buy the narrative. He flatly said it wasn't a low blow, and in his words, "Once you quit, you always quit." Floyd didn't stop there. He accused both Usyk and Dubois of being quitters. "Two quitters fighting each other," he said. Usyk quit with a body shot and rolled around for 5 minutes. Dubois quit with a jab. He referenced his own experiences in the ring, claiming that he'd been hit harder, lower, and more painfully, yet never reacted the way Usyk did. Floyd's point was simple: real champions fight through adversity without theatrics. He expressed disbelief that fans would equate someone like Usyk to himself. "What are we rating on?" Floyd asked rhetorically. "I didn't need 70 or 300 fights. Did I not beat the most world champions?" It was clear he wanted to remind everyone of his accomplishments, his undefeated record, highest pay-per-view numbers, and his consistent domination across multiple weight divisions. To him, Usyk may be talented, but he's nowhere near the level Floyd occupied for 2 decades. Interestingly, Mayweather's disdain wasn't always there. At one point, he dismissed the idea that Usyk's victory over Anthony Joshua was an upset, recognizing Usyk's Olympic pedigree and boxing intelligence. But something changed. Once the conversations about legacy began, especially those placing Usyk in the same breath as Floyd, it seemed to strike a nerve. According to Mayweather, Usyk being behind the scenes for most of his career made his sudden rise seem bigger than it was. He argued that fighters like Joshua got more visibility because they were in front of the cameras, while Usyk operated in the shadows, building hype without the same kind of exposure. In discussing the now infamous Dubois fight, Mayweather argued that Usyk used deception to buy time and that the referee played a role in tipping the scales. He called it acting, even suggesting Usyk should win an Oscar for his performance. Floyd believes the punch was legal, landing right on the belt line, not below it, and that Usyk simply took advantage of the moment. He compared the situation to his own fights, insisting he never milked a moment for recovery, never used tricks to stall time, and never needed help from the officials to secure a victory. Mayweather's criticisms echo those made by Daniel Dubois' camp. Dubois' coach, Don Charles, went on a passionate rant calling Usyk a liar and a cheat. Charles took aim at Usyk's religious persona, mocking his constant public displays of faith by questioning how a God-fearing man could resort to such tactics. He accused Usyk of being disingenuous, saying that if he truly believed in God, he wouldn't have manipulated the outcome of the fight. Charles admitted the topic was personal for him, despite his efforts to keep things about the fighters and not the trainers. But his emotions were clear. He felt robbed and believed Usyk was responsible. Charles also pointed out that Usyk had everything in his favor: referee decisions, fan sympathy, and media bias. He insisted that the punch from Dubois should have counted and that the referee should have started a 10 count instead of allowing Usyk recovery time. Like Floyd, he accused Usyk of overacting and exploiting the rules to escape a tough situation. His voice was just one of many in the boxing community that questioned the legitimacy of that win. Despite the harsh criticism, it's important to note that Usyk has remained relatively composed through all the accusations. He's continued defending his titles, beating the top names in the heavyweight division, and proving his skill in the ring. His resume speaks volumes: Olympic gold, undisputed cruiserweight champion, and now a unified heavyweight title holder. Even so, Floyd's comments have stirred the pot and reignited debates about who truly belongs in the greatest of all-time conversation. Floyd also threw shade at how Usyk's defenders try to justify the low blow call. He mocked people who rely on video editing or slow-motion footage to argue Usyk was fouled, saying the belt protector exists for a reason. If you hit the protector, it's a low blow, Floyd said, but he added that in Usyk's case, the shot clearly wasn't low, it was on the line. To him, the whole controversy was overblown and manipulated in Usyk's favor. Then came perhaps the boldest claim of all. Mayweather said if he and Usyk ever fought, he would win easily without even targeting the body. Relying solely on his defense and movement, Floyd said Usyk wouldn't win more than 2 or 3 rounds. "Nobody beats me in the ring, not even a heavyweight," he claimed, emphasizing that skills and ring IQ trump size. It was a typical Floyd response, confident, brash, and loaded with bravado. But for those who followed his career, that's nothing new. What's becoming more evident is that Mayweather's issues with Usyk go beyond just one fight. They reflect a deeper frustration with how fans and analysts evaluate greatness. Floyd is clearly protective of his legacy and doesn't appreciate others being compared to him when, in his view, they haven't earned it. He hinted that people used to say he ducked certain fighters or that his timing was calculated. But ultimately, he fought everyone and beat them all. That point seems crucial to Mayweather. He brought up names like Manny Pacquiao and Marcos Maidana, fights he was once criticized for not taking. He reminded everyone that he did take them and won. He even joked about how Pacquiao was younger when they fought and how people had made excuses for the outcome. 8 rounds to 4, he said, summarizing his win over Pacquiao as another example of his dominance. Mayweather's message was clear. He earned his place in history through skill, discipline, and consistency. In contrast, he believes Usyk's moment has been inflated by circumstance and a forgiving media. He argued that Usyk wasn't the household name many make him out to be until recently, and that his hype is a product of convenient timing and sympathetic narratives. Whether or not fans agree with Floyd, his comments have reignited public interest in the low blow controversy, Usyk's legacy, and what truly defines greatness in boxing. Was the shot from Dubois legal? Did the referee help Usyk? Is it fair to compare someone with under 25 professional fights to a man with 50 wins and 0 losses? These are the questions boxing fans are once again debating. And while Usyk continues to march forward, possibly eyeing unification bouts or even a rematch with Dubois, Floyd's remarks will linger in the conversation. His voice still carries tremendous weight in boxing circles, and his sharp criticism isn't easily dismissed. Whether you view his words as petty or truthful, they've stirred attention, exactly what Mayweather has always done best. As for what's next, that remains to be seen. The heavyweight division is unpredictable, and Usyk's path might still include Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua again, or even more rising contenders. But no matter how many titles he defends or names he adds to his record, Floyd Mayweather made it clear that in his book, Usyk still has a long way to go before he's mentioned in the same breath as the legends. And as always, Mayweather had the final word. What do I know? I'm just a Hall of Famer with decades in the game and dozens of belts. But I know that wasn't a low blow.